Hey you guys, it's Amy Gretchen. Welcome back. So in this video, I wanted to share with you a new little printer that I have. This is the Canon Selphy QX10. I have been looking at it for a while now, kind of since it came back, and I've been doing some research on it, and I've been doing some research on the original Canon Selphy. I know that there are several people out there, many of you are using the Canon Selphy that prints the 4x6 prints. But because I have an Epson PictureMate, I did not want to do that size, and I'm really happy with that printer. I thought that I would go ahead and try this size, a couple reasons. This print is super cute. I love that it's just under 3 inches, and I love that it looks like a Polaroid, but it's also a sticker. So it's on sticker paper, and I love the idea to have a printer like this Canon that is mobile, that you can throw in a bag and take with you everywhere, and you could have some prints to put in your journal. And that's really what I wanted for this. Currently what I'm using and have been using for quite a while is the Canon Ivy. So this prints out 2 by 3 inches, and it is very, you would compare this to the HP Sprocket. I think the prints are very comparable. They aren't awesome, but they're good enough. And they're both sticky back as well. I think the reason why I bought the Canon over the HP Sprocket is because the Canon prints out, one of them print out really yellow photos, and the other one was a little bit more blue photo. I can't now remember. I think this might have been the one that was a little bit more blue because the HP Sprocket was really yellow. I have to verify that. I can't now remember. I'd have to look back at my pictures. Anyway, so I can do a comparison at the end so you can see what a print looks like on the Ivy, but I've been using this, and the reason why I wanted to try this Canon Selphy is because, like I said, I like the size, but also I think the print is a lot better than it is on the Canon Ivy, and I will definitely show that when I am done doing a review and kind of explaining how you use this printer. All right, so the first thing that you want to do when you pull it out of the box is just go ahead and plug it in so that you can charge it. You can see that this one is fully charged, and it does come with, I think, maybe 2 or 3 prints that you can just do a practice. So you definitely want to go ahead and buy some cartridges. These are the cartridges. The reason why it took me so long to purchase this, other than I was doing my research and trying to figure out if it's something that I wanted, is the cartridge, they weren't in stock. So anytime I would go to look for cartridges, they were like, you had to pre-order them. So now that they are in stock, I ordered several just so I'd have them on hand, and went ahead and got the printer. I think it retails for around $145 if I remember correctly. Sorry, I just need to shut my door because you could hear my dog snoring in the background. So because I've used the test prints, this is one of the test prints that I did. This was a photo I took with my iPhone. And I have noticed with the Canon Ivy and with this this printer as well, it does print a little bit better based on the quality of the actual photo that you are printing. So after you've gone ahead and you've got it charged, the next thing that you want to do is you want to install the app. So what you're going to want to do is go to the App Store, and you can see that I'm going to do this on my phone, and just click on, this is the app that you're going to want to purchase, this Canon Selphy. And then once you've got it on your machine, you're going to go ahead and you're going to set it up. So when you first open your app, it's actually going to walk you through every step, to choosing the printer, to loading your paper, to putting in the ink cartridge, and then it's going to ask you to take a picture of the QR code. This was a little bit challenging, but just open the side of your printer and that's where you will find the QR code. And here is the camera, so you're taking a picture of the QR code, and it is registering the printer, and then it wants you to join the network so that you can connect to the printer. So that's just going to take a second, and then you're going to be able to print off your first print. And when you're done with that and you've got everything registered, you can see that you've got some options here to select and print, and end up layout, so you can arrange your photos in the same size, which is really awesome. That means you can have multiple photos on one print there. So let's just do a select and print. So I'm just going to click on that, and I'm going to click on my smartphone, and I'm going to come down to where I have this print album, because this is some of the photos that I've pulled over to go ahead and print. And I'm just going to click on this one of Megan with the ice cream cone, and I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. This was us a few weeks, or last weekend actually. We went on a ferry, got very Seattle. So a couple things I want to do here. Right off the bat, I don't love that it's cutting off her head, so I want to be able to adjust it, the placement. So I'm going to come over here to position, and I do want it to be up. You can see I can change it so the white part is, you know, the right or the left or up and down. I definitely want it to look like a Polaroid. And I want to click on the actual image, and when I do that, you can see that I've got some other options here to change, to trim, to adjust. So I'm going to click on trim, and it's going to open up a new window that is going to allow me to adjust my picture. And I really love the way that works. You could also adjust the rotation here if you wanted to do that. Just click OK. And you can see that you can add some other things. You've got date, frame, stamp, text. There's even filters if you want to do a filter. Change things up a little bit. I don't want to do a filter on that, so I'm just going to click on the none and go ahead and click close. There's stamps that you could add. You know, it's like a birthday or something. You can go ahead and add something in the corner. X that out if it's not something that you want to do. So let's see, there's an overcoat here. This has, you can kind of see that it looks almost like an overlay a little bit, which I think could be pretty cute in some instances there. Do some hearts, so maybe that's something I'll have to remember. I think that's pretty cute. So there's just some options there if you know, you want to play around with it. Oh, I definitely don't want that overcoat there. So go back to transparent and then close. And you could also do a border. There's a narrow border, so it's a lot thinner. You've got a normal border, and then you've got a wide border. So I'm just going to do the normal one there. And I feel like my positioning changed for some reason, so I'm going to go back and adjust that. Don't know why that happened. And click OK. All right, so now I've got the photo exactly how I want it, and I can see that my printer is actually turned off. I probably wasn't using it enough, so I'm just gonna go ahead and turn that back on. Oh, and before I go ahead and print, I also need to change out the add photos and then go ahead and change out the cartridge. And I definitely wanted to do that with you guys here because the cartridges are very different. So the one thing that I've really loved about this Canon Ivy is it comes with, it actually doesn't have any ink, it's that zinc. So the color is actually in the photo paper, and then the heat that's in the printer tells it what colors to make it. So you don't have to worry about ink. Well, you don't have to worry about ink with this either, because this comes with a cartridge, and it's super cool what it ends up doing. And I'm gonna open this for you. And I've never taken this out, so hopefully I can figure it out. There we go. You just pull this up right here and it pops out. This actually comes with, I don't even know what it's called. I'm just gonna ruin this here because it's done. It's film, I guess. And the film is yellow. Let's see if I can get it to come out. Okay, so we've got, so if you can see here, it's got film, and the film is either the blue for cyan, the magenta, and then the yellow, and then the clear coat that goes on top. So you can kind of see the photo, you can kind of see that there was some yellow taken off of that. Can you see that? And also the magenta and also the cyan. So this is basically the ink that it's using, and it's laying down this color onto the photo. So I just wanted to show you guys that so you understood, because I did not understand that that's how it works. So this is actually the ink, and what's really cool is it says you've got 20 prints in here, and this is 20 prints worth of that material, of those sheets. Okay, see if I can figure this out. Just slides right in and then clicks down, and then you can go ahead and put it in. And now we need to do the back. And it's showing that you want to have the printed side, this printed side up. And I'm guessing because they're in single packs that you probably, this is probably the max that you can do. So that's nice that they come together in a pack. It's probably 10. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and print. And what you're gonna see, if you don't have a Canon Selphy, you'll see that the print's gonna come out and go back in and come out and go back in and come out and go back in with the different colors. And it's actually really cool to watch. Okay, so I'm going back to my phone and I've got my print ready to go. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and hit print. And you can see that it's asking to join this Selphy network. And this is the Selphy network that I put together at the very beginning when I was doing the app. So this is something you'll do when you're doing yours as well. So I'm gonna just click join. So it's gonna join this Canon printer. And then once it finds it, it's going to begin printing. So it's probably just gonna take a minute to find it. And now it's gonna begin printing, and you'll see those dots. It's gonna say that it's starting with yellow. And you can see in the screen that it's gonna come out and it's gonna change. I'm just gonna move this over a little bit. It's coming out and it's gonna have the yellow. And then it'll come back out with the magenta on top of it. And all the while you can watch the status, and I think it actually looks really cool to see what the different colors look like on top of it. And then the blue color, or the cyan. And then we're gonna put the clear coat on top of that. And it's showing you the whole way on the phone, the status. So now you can see that it went ahead and it printed it out. And I'm just gonna show you side by side what it looks like on the phone. Let me back out and go to the actual picture. And this is what the actual picture looks like on the phone. And this is what the actual picture looks like printed. So you can see it does a pretty good job. It looks really good, and this picture was taken with my iPhone 11. I do not have the Pro, but just the 11. So it actually did a really good job. And like I said, I really love that size. Now I'm just going to, just for demonstration purposes, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna print this same photo on my Canon Ivy. And let's see if I can turn this one on, just so you guys can see the difference in the print quality, just because I want you to be able to see that. If you want more information on this Canon Ivy, I could definitely let you know. So I've got my photo print selected, and right away, since it came on, of course, this has its own little app, and now that it's on, my phone is asking if I'm going to allow the printer, and I'm gonna hit allow. So now it's gonna just open the app for me. And I'm gonna go ahead and click on picture. And I'm gonna do folder, and I'm gonna come down to print, the album that I created. Go to this photo of my daughter. And then in the upper right corner, I'm gonna click on that print right there, and you can see the status that it's going to print out this photo. So I just, again, wanna show you the difference in the print quality, and of course it's gonna be a different size. I do love the 2x3 size. I think it's really a fun size, and I like using it in my printer. This print is actually a little bit thicker than this one's, a little bit thinner, and I also like having the thinner print in my journal as well. So that's just one other thing. All right, so I just want to show you the difference here. In the print quality. So this one definitely looks a little bit bluer, a little bit grainier. Not bad though. I mean, if this was my only option, it's definitely not bad. I do like the warmer picture here, and you could probably mess around with your printer, get to know it enough to know that this is maybe going to print a little bit bluer, so I need to make my print a little bit warmer. And so going back to what I said at the beginning, I think the Canon prints cooler, the HP prints warmer. I think significantly warmer, at least in the reviews that I saw. So anyway, they're not, like I said, it's not bad. This one has a little bit more contrast. You could probably up the black in this or up the contrast in this photo. So it's just kind of getting to know your printer and how to adjust for that. It actually doesn't look too bad though, the contrasts when I'm like holding it up like that. So, all right, so one more thing I will say about the comparison of these photos. This is definitely a sharper print. This one looks a little soft to me. So when I'm really looking at it up close, it feels pretty soft, especially in comparison to this print where it looks a lot sharper. I don't know if you can really see that in this image. But just something to think about. Maybe this, you could sharpen up that image and that would help with the actual print. I'm not quite sure. That's something I will have to play around with a little bit more, but just wanted you guys to be aware of that this one definitely looks a little bit soft. Anyway, that is a comparison. I have to tell you, I'm really, really happy with this Canon Selphy. Just offhand, I will tell you that it is pretty heavy. I mean, I've been lugging this around, which is really super, super light. This is quite heavy. It does have some heft to it. So that may be a drawback for some of you, but I've really enjoyed the prints and, like I said, the sizing and using it in my journal. This is also something that you could put in your project life as well. Just grab, let me see. I think it would be something that you could, you know, add to a card, staple it on there and do some journaling and throw into a pocket. This is definitely a good enough print for that. I don't know that I feel like these are good enough prints. But definitely this feels like a good enough print to me. When I put them in my journal, some of the times I will cut off the bottom just because I want it to feel like a border and instead of like a Polaroid. You can also, if you're going to use stamps, you definitely want to use stays on stamps because this is pretty slick. So anyway, you guys, that is how you use in my review on the Canon Selphy QX10. I think it's really, really fun. I think it's worth the money if you're going to be using it in your projects and in your journaling, and because it's something that you can take with you as you're traveling. And so I think that that's invaluable to be able to use. But like I said, it is a little heavy. So I don't know, that might have a win in the travel. But this is one of the reasons why I purchased it, for its travel and mobile ability. So anyway, you guys, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, please let me know about this printer, or if there's something that maybe you didn't understand that I could help you understand more. Like I said, just let me know. And thanks again for being here. If you guys like what you saw, please give this video a thumbs up. and subscribe. And make sure to hit that bell so you are aware of when I do a new video. All right, you guys, we will see you in the next one. Bye.